Good day guys, this is Practiphile and today I'm gonna do my final review of the Simgot EA1000 Fermat. Man, this set is truly amazing. It's a really, I don't know, I don't have the words to say and why am I even reviewing it? Man, it's such a treat to listen to this, and even until now I'm still unsure how to score them because I really like them, so I'm gonna do it impromptu. I have thoughts in my mind right now about the scoring, but yeah, let's not take it long. So the package on these are really good, like the overall packaging, the cable, the tips, like standard tips, build quality, it's just amazing for the price. These are 190 or around 200 bucks. I'm pretty sure the consumers would be very happy with this purchase. It's not cheap, but I also think this set punches way above its price range, really. Because, so let me talk about the signature of the Fermat. So the signature is, I'd say it's balanced. It's balanced with emphasis in the treble, or maybe sometimes it can be U-shaped because I sometimes find the vocals to be a bit recessed to my liking. I like my vocals forward, and sometimes this is not it. It's a U-shaped IM with emphasis on the bass and the treble. Yeah, that's the sound signature. And so I'm gonna talk about everything, like the pros and cons, while I score them. So I think I'm gonna start with the tonality. I think I won't be giving this a perfect 3 because sometimes I do feel, or should I though? Man, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's not a 3. I think it's a 2.5. Why? Because again, as I've mentioned, I like my vocals a little bit forward with a bit of warmth and natural sounding. This is close, but sometimes I felt like the vocals are a little bit too clean and digital sounding. Although the bass gives that oomph, but it doesn't really carry to voices and instruments. They sound good. Yeah, they're just very good for instruments, man. But only for vocals, I do find them a tad recessed for my preference. And the treble can sometimes be too much, especially on cymbal heavy tracks. Yeah, those are my pros and cons. So the tonality is 2.5. Now let's move on to the mids. As I mentioned, for the vocals, they may sound, yeah, a bit recessed, but man, the instruments on these, like the instruments, guitars, pianos, strings, man, they're on another level with these. It's really nice to listen to. Like listening to Polyphia tracks, it's such a treat. It's just very, I don't know, like it has this clarity to it that I like, similar to the Juno Falcon Ultra. Yeah, the mids, so I think I'm giving 3 for the mids on these. Yeah, 3 for the mids. Yeah, I think that's it. Now, for the treble, it's I won't be giving it a perfect score because again, it has that forward treble. It makes cymbals crisp and it makes instruments airier sounding, but sometimes it's just a little bit too much for me, really, especially for metal tracks. So I don't know. So I think I'm gonna give it 2.5 for the treble. It's not peaky in any way, but maybe for treble sensitives, you'll find it peaky. Best to avoid them. But I'm using it exclusively on the black nozzles. The red ones are just too much for me. I can't handle. I mean, it's fine, but the black ones tame that treble energy. The gold nozzle, yeah, it has lesser treble, but I get a very honky vocal presentation with the gold nozzle. The peak shifts to like around 2K earlier than that, and for me, vocal timbre and instrument sounds off a little bit. So I'm exclusively using the black nozzles and trying out different ear tips. And so the treble, again, it's 2.5. Yeah, they could do a little bit of refinement in that area, but how do I say it? The quality is actually very good. Like it's very crisp. It's not like, I know that even the timbre on the cymbals, they're almost spot on. It's just that level. I don't know, maybe it's the past 10K peak. Like in graphs, you see a past 10K peak there. Probably that's the one doing it, or maybe around 5 to 6K there's an elevation there in the treble. So, or probably both. The combination of both makes the treble a bit too much for my preference. You may like it, I don't know. So yeah, that's for my treble, it's 2.5. Moving on to technicalities, man, I have to give it a 3. The techs on these are just so good for the price. Like, you get a lot of new ones. If you're new to the hobby and you've invested around 50 to 100 bucks and you want an upgrade, the EA1000 fits that bill. Immediately you'd feel that, oh my god, I got an upgrade on these, because the resolution, the clarity, maybe it's because of the treble, the clarity, you just hear a lot. Okay, I'm not saying that those things didn't exist. They actually do, even if, like, I tried A-Bing them. It's just that you just notice the nuances, micro nuances easier, you know? It presents music differently. Yeah, resolution, man, it's crazy good. Soundstage, it's yeah, I don't get much depth and center imaging. So yeah, for the center imaging, it's not really that center compared to the Duno Falcon Ultra perhaps, or some of my favorite sets, but it does the job. It's really the resolution that gets you. It's a very technical set. That's for the text. And for the bass, I'm saving it for the last, because the perfect score for bass is 3, but I don't know, probably for this one, I'm gonna have to give it 3.5, man. 3.5 for the bass, because, like, I don't know, I've heard bone conduction drivers, Acoustune DDs, which are really good, but the bass and the passive radiator on these are just amazing. It's freaking amazing, especially for percussions, the bass drum, toms, everything, man. Like, especially for instruments, bass guitars, it's so satisfying. What I mean by that is, like, this PR driver here, whatever that is, because it's not just a vent, man. If you can see it, it's not just a vent. It has actual vents here for the DD, and it has this, I don't know, like, I've read that this radiator here also pushes air or something like that. It gives you that air from the bass. Maybe it's just me, but I played drums before, and it's so easy to catch drums, man. It's so easy, and because you feel it, there's that tactile feeling to it, there's that added dimension to the bass that makes this very good for catching bass, man. If you know, like, if you wanna practice a song, if you wanna cover any drums, I think this is a very good set to do that. It's just so amazing. Bass guitars, they are freaking amazing, man. I love it. I just love it. It has, as I mentioned, it has that another dimension of tactility, and you feel it. For me, giving it a 3 for 200 bucks is correct, but I feel like giving it I don't know, cheating my score and giving it 3.5 over 3 feels like it, because even if like I don't give it a 3, this is an S, and for me, yeah, it's an S. It's a good buy, but I just felt like giving that extra 0.5 to make it an S plus. I was thinking of giving it a perfect score, but I just can't, because the tonality and the symbol is just too forward for my liking, but at the same time, it's not an S for me. So I felt like, okay, just give 3.5 for the bass, and that's it. For me, it's really an S plus. Along with the Duno, no, not the Duno, the Soft Ear Studio 4, I also gave them an S plus. It's amazing set. It's an amazing set. So for comparisons, I have here the Hexa. I choose this over the Hexa just because of the resolution, and you know, if you're a musician, you'd know, like, if you play drums, when you listen to this, you'd know immediately that, oh my god, it's so easy to follow drums, it's so easy to follow bass lines, it's just that good. If you want smoother and reference, maybe pick the Hexa. There's also Chopin. I don't have it with me now, but for the Chopin, I'm gonna put this above the Chopin because it just sounds more resolving. I mean, the Chopin sounds cleaner, but I know, like, tonally, the Chopin wins it, and it has a very good bass. However, this one, like, when you hear this side by side with the Chopin, you just feel like this has more to offer in music. Like, again, as I mentioned, for instruments, man, this is very good. The bass drums on these are just crazy fantastic. What else? 200 bucks though. Maybe one of my S rankers as well, the Mega 5P. Mega 5P is smoother overall. It has a kind of like, yeah, a dark treble, if you may say. But man, I have to give it again to the EA1000 for the overall package, the musicality it offers. Man, this is my, I think, my first S plus in this price category. For the Juno Falcon Ultra, again, I don't have it with me, it's still on tour, but it's a tough call, man. I really like, just for timbral accuracy, I have to give it to the Juno Falcon Ultra. I don't know, maybe they're a tie, but I think for the price, this has an advantage because this is cheaper. For the bass also, I think this one has more tactility, it has more definition in the air. But as I've mentioned, I like the timbre on the Juno Falcon Ultra better, but bass wise and maybe a little bit of resolution, I think I'm gonna cling to the EA Fermat. So up to you, man. Like if you're aiming for a warm natural sound, maybe for the Juno Falcon Ultra, but you're gonna pay more for that. If you want cheaper and wow factor, you want good instruments, and if you don't mind the forward treble, then the EA1000. What else though? I think that's it for planars. Yeah, for resolution, this can compete with planars S12 Pros. Timeless, man, for a single DD and a PR. I think it has the resolution of a planar and at the same time the dynamics of a DD. Although it doesn't have that timbral accuracy that I look for, it's very close though. It's very close. Man, I think that's it for the Fermat. What else can I compare it to? Like some people might even prefer this over some sets around the $300 range. Like I have the Yanyan Cannon 2 and I mentioned that I like the bass on these better than the Yanyan Cannon 2. And as early as now, in this review, I might even say I think I'm gonna pick this over the Yanyan Cannon 2 just for that bass. I mean, the Yanyan Cannon 2 is not bad. It's great for its price, but this one it's just way better for its price right at $200. It's just performing way above its price. I mean, I'm not saying the blessings are bad, the Studio Force are bad, the P8s are bad. They're all good sounding sets. I just cannot believe that I get this kind of sound for an IM at $200. I know it's a lot of cash for some people. Don't take my word for it. I'm not affiliated with Simgot. I'm just saying this from experience relative to the IMs I've heard doing reviews, and you know, I was in Japan, stuff like that. For me, in my opinion, I have never heard an IM that has a bass that as good as this, the resolution that it offers around this price segment. I mean, of course, if there are IMs that will be released at $150 or even cheaper that is better than this, of course, I'm gonna appreciate that. But for now, as of this review, this one stands tall and a gatekeeper around the 200 price bracket. I mean, I was praising the Mega 5P and the Chopin, and I just can't believe that this actually sounds a bit better. I mean, it's an S plus for a reason. And yeah, I think that's it for my review. I hope you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and if you have the chance to audition these, yeah, you can. I suggest still auditioning IMs. But if you're afraid of, like, you might be sensitive to treble, Simgot, they have the DIY tuning kits to play. If you're sensitive to treble, I do think the black nozzles would solve most of your problems. Cable is nice. I love this set. I hope to see you next time. Bye.